What up, y'all? It's your boy Flo. I'm back with some rubber dub knowledge for you guys today. And I really want to talk to my seasoned graduates. And you already know what I'm about to talk about. Talking about them glorious student loans. Them high, ridiculous balances, 200,000, 100,000, 50,000, 40,000, whatever it is, all for a nice piece of paper. So that way we can potentially put ourselves in a better position to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the reality is that ain't always the case. We'll be graduating with $100,000, $200,000 loan, student loan debt, and we getting paid $60 a year. And we supposed to live and pay that back. We already deep in the hole. That net worth is terrible. So I got some tips for you. Got 5 tips on what we can do to pay down that student loan debt. We really want to do that, be free from the bondage of debt, just get out of here so we can focus on, achieving a lot of our goals. So I got 5 things for you. 5. For my people, these first 2 are geared towards the people who have those private student loans, the private student loans. The first thing you can do is think about refinancing that loan all by yourself. Do your thing, do your research first though. Do that first. You can use an online refinance calculator. That way you can get a rough estimate of what the monthly payment is going to look like based on the potential interest rate, lower than the one that you currently have, obviously. And then look at other lenders. Look at a vast majority. See which one's gonna, see what they talking about on your research before you run your credit. Because you can't just be running your credit. That's kind of, you're hurting yourself on both sides. Your credit, debt to income ratio, it's now you ain't gonna get approved. So do your research first before you do that, and then start making those lower payments so you can put a little bit more money into the savings, a little bit more money in your pocket or towards whatever goal that you have in mind. So that's number 1. Number 2, you can add a co-signer. So if your credit ain't where it's at because you don't have credit history, and I heard that when I first started out, that was annoying. So a co-signer will help. Usually they have, not usually, you want them to have a great credit score, a great credit history, so that way your 6% becomes 2% when it comes to the interest rate. And that is a win because you want to pay back as close to the amount that you borrowed as possible. So make sure you have a conversation with some people that are in your close little circle and see if they can help you out in that way. Of course, you're being responsible and making that payment yourself, and there has to be a high level of trust, because you don't want to fall behind on that, because now you got 2 people and their credit score is not looking good because of late payments. So you want to make sure you're having that serious conversation on whatever agreement you guys come with, and that'll help you out as well. That's going to lower your interest rate, and that's just a win-win-win for you. Number 3 was a really cool one. I did a little research on this. You can just Google it out. And so I was like, oh, this is something I did not know. Did you know, and I'm gonna read it, that you can get help with paying your student loans back from your employer? So it says it's possible that your employer may offer benefits to help you chip away that student loan balance. For instance, the CARES Act includes a provision that allows employers to offer up to $5,250 in non-taxable payments to employees for student loan repayment. I put the emphasis on the non-taxable and student loan payment because that's why they gave you the money. It's for that, not something else. Because this happened, I'll just no. Be honorable. be ethical, and that 5,250 is better than zero. So get in touch with your employer's HR department and see if they offer that student loan assistance. Number 4 is for people like me. We're a part of the Fed loan family. We have those federally backed student loans that give us a vast variety of options. I'm with Fed loan. You might be with Navient or whoever else is out there. I don't know. I just know those two, to be quite honest with you. And there's 2 ways in which you can approach paying back your student loans. So I took the snowball method. I took that one because I wanted to feel in my spirit and mentally that I'm doing something. So I started with the lowest overall loan amount, and then I worked my way up. The other option is the avalanche method. And so what that means is we're gonna start with the big dog, the one that's hurting us the most when it comes to the interest rate. So we wanna knock that down as quickly as possible, because for example, if they charge you $100 in interest a month, you ain't worried about the one that got the $3 in interest a month. So that's $1,200 compared to $36 for a year. We're gonna go with the $1,200 one. So that's the avalanche method, the highest interest rate one. That's the student loan that you start off first, knock that bad boy out, then go to the next one, of course, in descending chronological order, if that makes any sense. The next one is number 5. Number 5. So this is why I took the snowball effect. Because I have federal student loans, that allows me different options. So I took the deferment option multiple times. And then that was back when I was making $50, $10 payments. That's early in my working after college years. Those who have the federal loans, look at it. Look at those options that you have. I talked about the deferment, you got the forbearance, you have grace periods, you have income-based repayment plans, you have government-sponsored loan forgiveness, you have the CARES Act provision, which is still in effect up until September 30th. October 1st is we're back on, you gotta make them payments or apply for the deferment or forbearance, whichever one you will qualify for. So those are the 5 little moves that you can do right there that help pay down that student loan debt, no matter what the overall amount is. These are the 5 best ways that I've been able to come up with that works. I don't think you do any better than that. So thank you for joining, watching, getting some more winning dub knowledge. And stay on the lookout for the podcast, going through a little rebranding, calling it the Dubcast. So stay on the lookout for that. If you're trying to get some early access to any of the podcast episodes before they release and you want to support what it is Wilson Financial is doing, then you just head over to the Patreon and you can join for as low as $5. Just look for the Q Flow Studios and there you go. All that donation, that support will go a very long way, because then we can enhance what we're doing with the studios and the different videos that we're putting out, and I can get more animated with you. So thank you so much for joining. To the next one, peace.